Everyone already knows lottery tickets and new cars are debt traps. This list is different. These are 10 modern money leaks that are quiet enough that they don't even feel like spending, built into checkout screens, counters, and apps that almost everyone reading this is paying into right now without noticing. Stick around for number 1. It's a $40 billion industry with more locations in this country than the 2 biggest coffee chains combined, built entirely on stuff people forgot they own. Number 10. Rental car counter insurance. You're standing at the counter after a flight, tired, holding a boarding pass, and the agent asks if you want the extra coverage. It's around $15 a day. Most people already have coverage through their own auto insurance or the credit card paying for the rental, and buy the extra anyway just to avoid an awkward back and forth with a line of people behind them. The agent isn't being dishonest. They're paid to ask. The decision that costs money isn't the question. It's answering it without checking a phone that's already sitting in a pocket with the answer on it. 10 days a year of unnecessary coverage invested instead for 30 years at a normal market return becomes $14,169. The wealthy don't skip this because they're cheap. They skip it because they checked what they already had before they ever got to the counter, which took about 2 minutes and saved decades of quiet overpayment. The next one costs more, and almost nobody realizes they're getting robbed while it happens. Number 9. Airport currency exchange kiosks. Landing in another country with no local cash and walking straight up to the exchange counter in the terminal is one of the most expensive financial decisions available anywhere. These kiosks mark up the exchange rate well beyond the real one, on top of a flat handling fee, because the traveler standing there has nowhere else to turn. $100 handed across that counter often comes back as $85 or $90 of real spending power, and almost nobody checks the math before handing it over, because the line behind them is moving and the flight already landed hours later than planned. A traveler using a card with no foreign transaction fee instead of a kiosk saves around $180 a year. Invested for 30 years, that becomes $17,003. The kiosk isn't really charging for currency. It's charging for the fact that the trip is already booked, the bags are already packed, and there's no walking away from that counter at 11 p.m. in an unfamiliar airport. The next one doesn't even require leaving the house. Number 8. Paying for rush shipping out of impatience. The order was going to arrive free in 5 days either way. Instead, $12 gets paid to make it arrive in 2 for a package that was sitting in a warehouse the whole time, not moving any faster because more money got attached to it. The box shows up, it sits on a kitchen counter unopened for 2 more days anyway, because the urgency was never really about the item. It was about a feeling that faded the moment the checkout button got clicked. $200 a year spent doing this, invested for 30 years, becomes $18,892. Nothing about the item changed. The only thing that got purchased was 2 fewer days of waiting for a box that usually sits on the porch for a few hours before anyone even brings it inside. The next one isn't the one that pretends to be a discount. Number 7. Store credit card interest. Save 20% today by opening a store card, the sign at the register says. What the sign doesn't say is that the average store card now carries an interest rate above 30%, compared to about 21% for a regular credit card. One missed payment erases that 20% discount several times over before the balance is anywhere near gone. The card gets approved in 90 seconds right there at the register, with a cashier smiling and a line of people waiting. Nobody reads the interest rate printed in gray text on the back of the application in that 90 seconds. That's not an accident either. $320 a year in interest paid because of store credit card interest, invested for 30 years, becomes $30,227. The 20% discount is real, and that's exactly why it works. It's bait attached to a rate designed to make the discount irrelevant the moment a balance survives past one billing cycle. Number 6 is worse because it targets people between paychecks, not people at a register. Number 6. Early paycheck access fees. An app offers to release part of a paycheck a few days early for a small flat fee or a suggested tip. It feels like a favor, not a loan. Run that fee as a percentage of the handful of days it actually saves, and the effective interest rate often beats what a payday lender would charge for the exact same service. The paycheck was never actually late. It was always coming on the same day it always comes. The only thing that changed is a fee got inserted between a person and money that already belonged to them. $400 a year spent doing this, invested for 30 years, becomes $37,784. Needing money 3 days early once in a while isn't the real problem. Paying a fee to solve it every single pay period for years is how a minor cash flow gap turns into a permanent tax on being paid at all. That's the halfway point. The 5 items left get bigger, and the last one is going to make almost everyone watching check their bank app before this video even ends. Number 5. Buy now, pay later fees. 4 easy payments, no interest, the checkout button promises. Nearly half of everyone who uses these plans has paid late on at least one of them in the past year. Miss a payment or stack 3 plans at once across different apps for different purchases, and the late fees quietly turn a $50 impulse buy into a recurring monthly obligation. 3 plans running at once, each one taking a small bite out of the same paycheck on a different day of the month, stops looking like convenient budgeting and starts looking like 3 separate creditors that nobody agreed to hire. $500 a year lost to this, invested for 30 years, becomes $47,230. It was never marketed as debt on purpose. But the moment a payment gets missed, it behaves exactly like the debt it was designed not to resemble, right down to the fees stacking on top of a purchase that was never that expensive to begin with. Number 4 doesn't involve a single missed payment, and it still costs more than most of the items on this list. Number 4. Upgrading the phone every year. A new phone, whether or not the old one still works perfectly. Compare that habit to replacing a phone once every 4 years instead, and the difference isn't a preference. It's real, spendable money walking out the door every 12 months. The old phone still makes calls, it still takes pictures, it gets traded in for a fraction of what it's worth, boxed up and replaced by a phone that will be doing the exact same job in another 12 months, waiting for its own replacement. That gap, invested for 30 years, becomes $70,846. The phone in your pocket does the same 5 things it did 2 years ago: calls, texts, photos, apps, and a battery that lasts most of a day. The only thing that actually changed is a number in a settings menu and a camera improvement not even significant enough to even notice. Number 3 happens multiple times a week for most people without ever registering as a decision. Number 3. Delivery app markups. The menu price shown inside the app is rarely the restaurant's real price. A recent study found ordering delivery costs about 80% more on average than picking the same meal up in person, adding more than $9 to a single order before a tip is even added. A $12 meal ordered from a kitchen 15 minutes away arrives as a $22 charge, split across a delivery fee, a service fee, a small order fee, and a marked-up menu price that was never actually the restaurant's number to begin with. $780 a year spent on delivery app markups, invested for 30 years, becomes $73,679, which is more than most cars cost brand new, spent entirely on food that could have been picked up in 15 minutes. Convenience was never free. It's just billed in pieces small enough that no single charge ever feels worth questioning on its own. Number 2 is the sneakiest one on this entire list because it doesn't even feel like a purchase. Number 2, subscriptions nobody remembers signing up for. A streaming trial, a fitness app, a cloud storage upgrade, a digital magazine, each one small enough to forget, sitting on a bank statement, auto-renewing every month for a service that hasn't actually been opened in over a year. Somewhere on that statement is a fitness app from a January that already feels like it happened to a different person, still charging $9.99 a month, still renewing automatically for a workout plan nobody has opened since the second week of February. Researchers asked people to guess their monthly subscription spending. The average guess was $86. The real number, once every category got counted, was $219. Almost 90% of people were wrong, and almost all of them were wrong in the same direction. That $133 a month in unnoticed subscriptions invested for 30 years becomes $150,759, the second largest number on this entire list, hiding inside charges most people couldn't even name if asked. Nobody budgets for this on purpose because it doesn't feel like spending. It feels like nothing happening at all, month after month, which is exactly why it's allowed to keep happening indefinitely. Number 1, the biggest one, and it's parked in more American towns than the coffee shop on the corner. Number 1, paying to store things you don't use. Self-storage is one of the most profitable categories in American real estate and one of the strangest. It's built on a simple, quiet habit, paying every month for years to keep boxes nobody opens in a unit nobody visits. There are more of these facilities in the country than locations of the two biggest coffee chains combined, and the industry pulls in close to $40 billion a year doing it. Walk down a row of these units on any given afternoon, and most of the doors haven't been opened in months. The units aren't holding anything urgent. They're holding a decision that got postponed the day of a move and never actually got made. $180 a month for furniture from an old apartment, holiday decorations, and boxes from a move that happened years ago, invested instead for 30 years, becomes $204,035, more than most people's entire retirement account. That's not rent for space, it's rent for the decision to never actually decide what to do with any of it. And somewhere out there, someone has been paying that bill every month for a decade without ever driving past the unit. None of these 10 things look like financial mistakes in the moment. That's exactly why they work. Each one is small enough to wave off and quiet enough to never get questioned, right up until the total shows up 30 years later as the retirement that never quite happened. Add every number on this list together, and the total isn't a rounding error. It's a second retirement account, built entirely out of charges that felt too small to matter one at a time. And this isn't the only place it's hiding. I broke down 10 more of these leaks, this time built into holidays and family habits, in the video right here. Some of them cost more than everything on this list combined.